Hey everybody, this is my kitty cat just jumped on me. I am Ben, and I'm joined as usual by my co-host Ian. How you doing, Ian?
Pretty good. How about
my
you?
kitty cat. How you doing, kitty cat? Oh, I think I'm doing okay, kitty. We just settled. This is the fun about having your studio in your house. And also joining us this week is Ian's buddy Nate. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, can't complain other than I got a cat attacking me. It's like, you're doing something. I want your attention now. Cats are like little children. It's like as soon as you look away, Mommy, Daddy, look over here. I want attention. Hi. So, but when you pet a cat, you look like a Bond villain, as opposed to looking like a creepy person when you pet a child in the head. So, did you guys have a good weekend?
Pretty good. Been playing Diablo 3. For console.
Yeah, that just came out for console.
Really? I thought it came out a while ago on the console, because I heard a review of it a while back.
Yeah, it did, but like, I don't know, I just started playing it.
But didn't they come out with a whole bunch of expansion things for it already?
Yeah, and they got rid of the money auction house and everything.
Okay. That makes more sense.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, you got opinions on that?
He has opinions about all that stuff, yeah.
Let me tell you what this is! Alright.
But,
yeah,
and also, Doug is supposed to be joining us hopefully soon, right?
Yeah, he said he might be a little tardy. I don't know what he's doing, but we wish him a speedy entrance onto the show. I'm sure he's just waiting for us to be in the talking about something in the middle and then just dive in, and now it's Doug. Yeah.
Doug.
It'd be like Dick Van Dyke tripping over an ottoman. Doug. So anyway, yeah, I don't know how your guys' weekend went. I've had some sort of stomach bug or something, or for like 3 days, every time I'd have dinner and stuff, I'd feel kind of like gassy, or like an upset stomach or something. And then Thursday night, it like you've been gassy before. You've had that where it's like, oh, I gotta. And I was like, nothing. I was just sitting there for like all night and up to 6 in the morning. Any position I sat in hurt. You ever have that where it's like your stomach feels like you lean and you're like, oh, I gotta lean this other side. Oh no, that's not working. And then you lay on your back and all of a sudden your shoulders start hurting and like, oh, that's not right. I don't know. So
It sounds like you got a case of the olds.
Oh, your kids and your iPods. Actually, I heard Apple was discontinuing the iPod Classic. They kind of just, quietly got rid of it. So, I don't know. I mean...
Finally.
Well, the thing is, when they came out with the iPod Classic, it's like, I was, a staunch, I must carry all my stuff with me at all times guy. And now it's like, I don't really go any places, and really... I've got my stuff on a server where I can connect to it. If I need. I don't even keep my phone. I have a couple out an album or two for an alarm clock, but I really don't keep much on it now. Even when I want to Mount Rushmore for 4th of July, it's like I think I brought it with me, but I only listened to it a little bit. So I can see why phasing it out. Man, I kind of guess it makes sense. I mean, I'd still like a better, connectability to it. Like, oh, you gotta wait till you're on Wi-Fi. It's like, don't want to use up all my data plan on one album or something. That'd be crazy, wouldn't
it? Yeah, it would suck.
Yeah. So, I don't know, guys.
I haven't liked iPods since my big Christmas gift was an iPod Shuffle, and it was so small that they lost it.
That's why it's a shuffle. It got lost in the shuffle. So
yeah,
George Bush had an iPod Shuffle. I remember because the Daily Show had a bit about it. He's like, can you imagine him going to his computer, putting songs on it? What's that? What song? Deep Purple, Spoken of Art, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. How you liking this?
Police are coming to get you.
Yeah, my ride's here, sorry. So, what do you guys think of this nice, cool weather we've had lately? Because it was really hot and muggy for a while, and then in the last couple of days it's been cool.
Yeah, but I hate it because it just went the whole opposite direction. Instead of maybe staying in the 60s, pretty decent, it goes straight to the 50s.
Mm-hmm. It's been jackety weather and stuff, but it's supposed to go back to the 70s. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I've had my window closed for a while because I was kind of paranoid about like it getting too cold all of a sudden and catching something. But then my studio here has a computer and it's cramped and I'm going to get heat stroke or something just sitting in here. So I opened the window again. So enjoy the summer while I can, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
You were worried about catching a cold or something because you realize you don't actually get sick just by being exposed to colder temperature.
No, but when you have a window open, it does let in dampness and humidity, Ian.
Oh yeah, I
didn't say it was from the cold. I'm
saying
from the air from having a window open because I've caught colds from having a window open over the night.
Oh, that's weird because they even had like a MythBusters thing on that. I thought.
Yeah, well, when I was in Oklahoma with Kyle and our friend John, we stayed the night in a place where we couldn't turn off the air conditioning, and we tried. It just went full blast, and I went to sleep, and I woke up the next day with a frog in my throat, and I was talking like the guy from the movie trailers, one man in a world, So yeah, that's how you can catch it. I just have a fan going most of the time to circulate the air in the room, but I try to open the air and let it open the window and let the air circulate more. But if it's damp, I try to close it because I've had that before. It's feeling kind of damp outside. I'm gonna close my window. Then my mom comes in. I think I caught a cold last night or something in the air. I don't need that. I ain't playing.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard something like it. When you're exposed to the cold, it lowers your immune system, and that's how you would catch something, I guess, if there was something in the air.
Well, yeah, but outside air, there's stuff in it. That it's, yeah. So, anyway.
Speaking of that, what do you think about that whole Ebola thing? People are worried that that's going to start getting airborne.
Well, I think if anything, it's rise to the attention that it's an epidemic, and what African country is it running rampant in right now? It's pretty serious, and right now Americans only care if Americans get it is the sad truth of the matter right now. So
You think they?
As long as the plague doesn't start running around, I'm okay.
Oh, you see, there you go. Doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, most people
Unless I
don't care
catch
about
it,
stuff.
and then I care a lot.
Yeah, well, that's the NIMBY, not in my backyard kind of thing. It's like you don't care about stuff till it's I don't know. I knew a guy who caught salmonella or something, and you hear about that stuff here this hotel this restaurant had a raw something and it gave everybody salmonella or whatever, and he came down with something. It's man, that stuff's something you always just go, man, I'm glad I didn't catch it, but man, that's rough. That's not something you ever want even your worst enemy to have. That needs to be wiped out.
And I shouldn't be like that, because one time there was a bird and it died straight from the sky. It fell down, and then we sent it in, and it tested positive for that West Nile.
Yeah.
West Nile.
Well, what was it with all those birds that were dropping from the sky, the fish without eyes and stuff, and they never really had much of an answer for what that was. I don't know. I don't like when the news reports about stuff thousands of these things turned up dead, and then you never hear about it again. Shouldn't we be following up on that story tomorrow night? Maybe this story has legs. It turns out it was puppies and kittens.
Actually, I have a news article that's pretty much like that I didn't get a chance to try to... find and see if there was any follow-up news, but I didn't hear anything so far about it. So when we start the news, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Every morning I read through the news on Flipboard on my iPhone, and they have like the Associated Press, CNN, Fox News, The Guardian. They have a pretty balanced assortment of different sources, but there's always so many cases of like so many people, miners died in this accident, or so many people got this this disease that's spreading like wildfire, and at one point you're just like, man, there's so much bummer news to wake up to in the morning. You just have to go, well, somebody's trying to fix it. I mean, it's like that Jeff Foxworthy bit where he's like, when you read news, you're trying not to focus on it too much unless there are Americans in it. Like, oh, a bus drove over a cliff and 500 people died. Like, how do you get 500 people on a bus? It's like, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I care about the world news and stuff, but like, there's some stuff where you don't know the situation. Like that whole thing with Scotland and the whole independence vote. I understand that it could shake up the whole UK, United Kingdom, all that stuff. It's like, I don't know all the details about it. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's I don't know, or kind of a bad thing. I don't quite know how to feel about it. How do you guys feel about that whole situation?
Yeah, what do you think, Nate?
I'm totally uninformed. Why don't you share it with me?
Well, so you didn't even hear about it yet.
No.
Well, basically, Scotland wants us an independence from the European Union, right?
Yeah, the European Union, or which part of it is like, I don't know the situation over there. It's the European Union, I think, but like, are they part of the UK? I don't know. I mean, this is again showing that I'm an American who
I think so.
I'm an American who doesn't have the best, geography lessons. I mean, we got 50 states, and how many of us can name every state? It's like, except for Al Franken, who can draw a map of the U.S. from memory, which is rather impressive.
Well, would you care to be more informed about it as much if it was something like a country like Canada that's just right by us? What would you think about that if they totally gained their independence from the UK or whatever?
Well, aren't they independent from England? They did that in like the 50s or something. I don't know. I don't ask me. I mean, this is another thing. Everyone's tuning in going, "What? He's a fool." I don't know what all's over there. The Queen. I hear the Queen's on their money, but they're not technically a thing. But they're still fans of her, kinda. But then you got, what is it, Quebec, where they're like, they want to leave. They've always been wanting to leave Canada, but I don't know. I don't.
Nate, are you pretty up on your geography, Nate?
No.
No. Well, what do you think about the Queen? Do you say down with the Queen, or what do you think about the Queen?
I don't know. The last thing I heard is they were in debt and she was turning off lights because there was like major repairs needed to be done.
Well, the last thing I heard was that there's supposed to be a new baby being born. How convenient that the news happened to break right around the time of the independence vote in Scotland. I don't know. I mean, I hate for us playing the stereotypical ignorant Americans who don't know anything, but it's like, the U.S. is, as a country, is very vast, and like, we barely know stuff about our stuff going on in our own country. Meanwhile, that whole area is like, very small countries that can bump, close to each other. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I mean, like that. Another thing was like the situation with what was it, Syria, and people were pro-bombing them, and then the percentage of people that were pro-bombing them was higher than the percentage of people that could identify Syria on a map. And it's like, well, yeah. That is a point. If you showed people a grayed out map of the countries and said, okay, which one of these are our allies and which one should we bomb, a lot of people would be sitting there going, crap.
And Nate, are you up on all that stuff like the Islamic State and stuff? Do you know anything about any of that stuff?
No, I'm pretty sure I slept through most of geography.
Well, I mean, not just like what's going on generally with, like our war with those countries, you know? I mean, do you have any thoughts about that?
Ian, you've got a weird echo going on your mic. I don't think Nate is, but yours is kind of... I don't know. So...
Well, what do you... I don't know. So you really don't have much to say about it then?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, you know, it's a scary situation for anybody that's, you know, being overseas in any country right now. I mean, there was that American in North Korea that was sentenced to 6 years hard labor. There's that British humanitarian, I believe, the AIDS worker, I think it was beheaded recently, and before that was a journalist, and yeah, some I don't know, man. Crazy.
Interesting.
But yeah, but people tune in for the levity and tech talk on our show, don't they? Not the geopolitical conversations.
Yeah. We're not professionals, definitely in that.
I don't know, man. I don't know
Politics.
a lot of the world news. It's just the news anymore. Like, I don't know. I don't want to turn into an old man, but sometimes the news just... There's so much bad stuff you have to try and weed out. Like, okay, I got about the school shootings and the bombings and that escape killer, what was it, Lima, recently? That you remember that guy?
Yeah.
Who, like, shot up people in his school cafeteria and was sentenced to, like, 3 life terms and then escaped with, like, 4 other dudes. Like, how does that happen? That should say something.
I mean, what do you think about the school shooting, Nate? Do you think it's pretty scary?
Yeah, it's scary, and the fact that they escaped.
Well, they got him back within that night, apparently, because I read the news the next day that they found him. But still, it's like that.
What can you do in 24 hours, though? Like, a lot.
I mean, it's like a guy like that. There should never be any chance of him going on the outside. I mean, that's... I don't know. I don't know, man. But it's one of those things to make you realize, hey, there's some dangerous people out there, and stuff they just randomly get out. It's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. So, anyway, we should probably jump into the news, because we're kind of just rambling on about, can you believe this week? Come on, what the crap? Oh, man.
Okay, so I guess we'll start the news then.
The news with Ian. The news with Ian.
Yep, that's right, man.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, so the first article here is about, like I was saying before, that there's really hasn't been any follow-up on afterwards, which is, did you hear about that extreme solar flare that was supposed to hit us, like, over the weekend?
Yeah, I heard about it. They were saying it was supposed to be a big thing, but not, like, come dangerously, but we should be able to see, like, Aurora Borealis kind of stuff or whatever.
Right. But, a lot of people, I think, were worried about, you know, like, maybe, like, the electrical grid going down or something.
I don't know. I think as many people were worried about that as the last time they announced another asteroid was coming close to the Earth that they just discovered that weekend. Because there's like a handful of guys watching for those. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I think it would be, that would be a scary situation, though, of all of our electronics getting fried and stuff, you know, just like from that, or like some kind of EMP explosion or bomb or something, you know, and then we get sent back to the Dark Ages, you know.
Yeah, But I mean, the conditions for something like that to happen, I don't know. It's one of those things I think we're a little bit more afraid of happening than it's probably likely to happen. Like how people are afraid of sharks, you know? It's like, yeah, if you get really close to a shark, it might hurt you, but in reality, the likelihood of getting near a shark and, like, you know, certain random stupid things kill more people per year than sharks, but we go out and murder them. You know? So.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Nate?
Oh, the sharks?
Well, the solar flare thing. I mean, do you think you could survive without electricity? I don't know.
Yes, but how well, and how well would I enjoy my life?
Well, we definitely have to get the hell out of Kent here, because being in the city, you really can't survive that much, you know.
In the
you have
city,
to go out in the country
you
or
must
something.
fight to survive. Oh wait, that's Pablo Francisco's bit. Sorry, don't mean to steal. I don't. Well, for one, if we did have that situation, the podcast would be over. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to break it to you like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people spend their life preparing for if the zombie apocalypse happened, and every time I have to fuss with my keys to get my door open, I'm like, well, I'd be dead. It's all right.
Yep.
I saw Zombieland. I'm sure I'd be like the first rule: no fatties. Well, I lived a good life, you know. There's no McDonald's in Zombieland anymore, so I don't think I have to worry about. What am I saying? I don't eat McDonald's, but you know.
Yeah, I quit trying to eat McDonald's.
Well, they don't really have much for a vegetarian. They've got the veggie burger, and then they've got the salad, and everyone wants you to eat a salad. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you could have a salad.
I'm zombie.
Yeah, everything from. Ben loves it when he goes to a restaurant and they.
Zombie eat flesh.
Yeah. Do you have anything for vegetarians? Well, we have a salad.
We have the bread.
Yeah. Yeah, you could get bread and lettuce.
I always like when you go to those country-ish restaurants and you ask if they have anything for you, and they give you that. Ooh. They have to think about it. They're like, well, I could make that without the meat. No, that comes in there already. Well, can I get an ice water? Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I had a good sandwich the other day. It was a little weird though. It was peanut butter and chocolate with bacon and potato chips on Texas toast.
So it was the I don't care anymore sandwich.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it was delicious.
It's like
Wasn't that thing Elvis ate or whatever all the time?
No,
Except
he
I
ate
think
like
bananas.
he had like bananas and like fried something. I don't know, but Penn and Teller had a bit about that. They're like, think about it. People like to reference the Bible and say, oh, you know, Jesus. You know, oh, these words were kind of about what he said. He's like, most of the people that wrote these down are passing hearsay stories down about 100 years or so after. He's like, and you think about it, Elvis, he had a favorite chicken or sandwich recipe, and there's two different books that were written, like, within 10 years of Elvis's death, and both of them had different recipes. He's like, now imagine if those books had been written 100 years after his death. Like, man, how accurate would that be? I don't know. But yeah, like, have you ever been to like Walmart and seen like the Chips Ahoy cookie where they're like, we don't care anymore. We're putting a whole Butterfinger in there and some Reese's Pieces with that and mint.
Yeah,
so whatever.
They do. They have the peanut butter ones and the green mint ones or whatever.
It's like they just decided it's our time. Whatever. If everybody's gonna die in 5 years, we'll get our money from them first.
Yeah.
That's when they put the Reese's peanut butter in the Oreos, and then they were deep frying those. Oh, those were so good.
Yeah. I still need to try those multicolored Twinkies or whatever we talked about before.
There's a lot of them.
Like a blue and a.
There's like a blueberry, there's like a strawberry, there's like a lemon one, I think. And then there's two different like chocolate ones. There's one that has like chocolate inside, and then there's like I don't know. It's weird. It's crazy. It's some crazy stuff, boys. So
yeah. Well, I always think that they need to do stuff like that, where like if you have a vending machine or whatever with Twinkies where you actually customize the Twinkie itself. Like you choose what the outside is and then you choose the inside, and you do that with cookies and stuff too. They should do that.
Well, I know they have a 3D food printer. Not that it's affordable, and your pizza might be a little cold by the time it finishes printing it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So, okay, so moving along to story number 2.
Okay, this one's about the Apple Watch and the iPhone 6 release. So, I mean, there's not too much to go into detail about it, but, I mean, it's just...
Well, you can go into detail about it, because I didn't watch the news conference or anything, because I'm on my 2-year cycle of getting a new phone, so I'm not going to bother till the next one. So I don't really care. I figured I'd hear all about it the next day, and now everyone's like, "Oh, did you know the news? You hear the news?" And I'm like, I don't care. Don't care.
Well, I say that because it's just, it's either you could just talk about the specs or you could just give opinions about the Apple. I mean, it's not like a complicated political story or something.
Okay, I mean, well, I've heard the new one's supposed to be really big. Some people are complaining about, like, that's not really a phone, that's like a mini tablet.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, Ian?
Well, I don't know. I was going to ask you what your thoughts are on the just wearables in general. I mean, they have the watches now. That they even came out with the thing where you can wear it's called a smart ring or something.
Oh, I saw that.
And then they have, the Google Glass, obviously, and then they're gonna eventually come out with the Google Glass contacts or whatever,
Well,
I got to try the Google Glass.
Were you a glass hole?
it was different. Like, it wasn't that cool, and it was definitely not worth the price tag that the other person paid for it. And they had to have their smartphone paired to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch out for those glass holes. They call.
Well, I mean, when they came out with like the new Shuffle or whatever it was that square one, and they're like, oh, you can get a wristband and wear it as a watch, and people are all excited about that. So of course people are wigging out about this one, and you look on Twitter, and now everyone's posting pictures of people with the wrist phones, from this is the 2000s, world, and it's like, honey, I'm talking to you from my wristwatch, and I'm like, or like Penny from Inspector Gadget with it, and I'm just like, I'm like, you kids think you're being cool, but Dick Tracy had one of those long before Penny ever did. OG, so I don't know. I see it happening more and more as like technology becomes obviously something we have to have, not just like in our pocket, but like on us. I mean, nobody wears a watch anymore anyway, so unless you're that guy who has watches. It's like, well, let me check my phone. Do you have the time? Let me check my phone, because it's got everything. It records, it films video, it plays video, it plays all the music, and has the sum of man's knowledge pulled down wirelessly from outer space. So why can't I wear it on my wrist? Till they implant it on my arm.
Does the iWatch tell time?
It does everything but that.
It does everything but that.
No, the iWatch is so futuristic, it tells time what to do. You don't ask it what time it is, it tells time. It's time for you to get with the future and that old broke watch, yeah. Just like that old flip phone, yeah, nobody uses those anymore.
Well, one of the complaints about the Apple Watch, or they thought it was going to be called the iWatch, but no, it's just going to be called the Apple Watch.
Well, I mean, like the iPad is like, everyone's like, why would you call it that? Makes it sound like a lady's product. I mean, I'm not saying like men and women's, I'm saying like something you get in the women's hygiene department. It's like that just... Yeah. They're like, we think it's going to be called this, because otherwise that would be silly. And they went with the silly name. Okay.
Yeah, well, one of the complaints too is that it's, the price tag, it's going to be like $349, I believe, $99. And I would argue though that it's you're not just buying it for the technology, it's also supposed to be a fashion accessory too, in general. So I mean,
well, buying any technology that that's cutting edge. It's like you're buying it for the status of having it, you know. That'd be like saying, oh man, this Mona Lisa is so expensive. Shut up. I mean, if you want it when it first comes out, you'll pay that price. And if you don't, you'll wait till the 4th iteration like I did before getting an iPhone. So...
yeah. I do have the screen share on again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, are you... Alright, I'll just click over there and take a look.
Well, you don't have to look. I mean, I'm just letting our audience...
What's the difference between the 6 and the Plus? What makes the Plus plussy other than being fatter? Well, taller.
That's a good question. It's... Oh, well, the Plus, I believe, has a bigger screen. The Plus version was supposed to be comparable to the the Note 4 that's coming out from Samsung.
Yeah, that's kind of their main competitor that they're dealing with, aren't they? Like in the smartphone phone arena.
Yeah.
If it had a removable battery and an SD card, an external SD card reader, I would be really excited, but it doesn't have either of those.
SD cards are kind of overrated. I mean, they're an awesome thing to use when you have a device that uses them, but unless I have a device that uses it, I just... Internet connectivity, boop. Don't need to worry about it. Wi-Fi, boop. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the highest model, I guess you'll be able to get 128 gigabytes of storage. But I don't know. I mean, are you gonna buy an iPhone 6 or what?
No, I'm on the 2-year cycle, so I'll be getting the 6S or whatever it'll be the next time it comes around. So.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's interesting. My dad's thinking about it because he has a Note 3, and his plan is, is ending this month, and so is mine. So we were both gonna get a new phone. I'm probably gonna go with the Note 4 just because I stick with the Android because a lot of the Android apps I like to use for my camera stuff, for the...
Well, if you're already in that environment, just stick with it. That's totally fine, man. I say if he's considering it, wait till it, actually comes out and see what the average response is. Because, for, the first week, there's going to be people going, oh, it's so awesome, I got the new one, it's so great. But then after that, it's going to be, oh, this is great, except this thing doesn't really work here. Or, well, I kind of like this old one better at this part, so,
Hold on for a second.
I always like the 2-year wait cycle anyway, because when they come out with the S version or whatever they're going to call the next one, they kind of shake some of the bugs loose from the previous one anyway, so...
I know Nate was having some technical difficulties or something.
Yeah, mic went out.
Well, we're just going to stare at my pretty logo then. It's so pretty.
Can you hear Nate now?
Little bit. Try saying something, Nate. Barely. Wouldn't be a live show without technical difficulties. Alright. Housekeeping, you want towel? Oh, man. Sibilance. Well, anyway, did you want to roll into the next news story, Ian?
Okay, well, did you have any other thoughts about that, Nate? Hold on, man.
And in comes Doug. A wild Doug appears into the woods. Awkward silence. So awkward.
You must have put me around there. Okay, was Doug in here now?
He's in here, I'm not hearing him yet.
You're not hearing him?
No. Hello, Doug.
All right.
I love the wrestling with the microphone noise. It's like your boom mic's operated by a tiger, and you gotta wrestle him. I will get you. I will be on the show.
I got nothing.
You there, Doug?
Budding.
Bada doom. I can hear him now. Can you guys hear him?
I can't hear him.
Serenade us with your dulcet tones, Doug.
How about that? A little bit better?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, Home Slice. Well, I'm sure this will get Doug talking. We're just talking about the iWatch and the iPhone 6 Plus, whatever.
Yeah.
Apple's
Yeah.
putting out.
Talk about Apple, yes. Cow's money, yes.
I don't think this is that kind of call, Doug. I think. Oh well. Are you looking forward to the
going on,
iPhone
Doug?
6, Doug?
Well, I am looking forward to the iPhone 6, although I will not be able to get it. My my upgrade doesn't come up until next year, which case I'll be getting the 6S probably.
Or whatever they're calling it by then. Maybe they'll call it the double plus good. I don't know.
And yes, Ian, I'm
I'm
doing
fine with-
fantastically awesome today.
You
By the way,
coming down off of a cold or something?
Oh, last week I was just so tired. Where I'm working at, we're just a couple weeks out from inventory, so it's been more along the lines of heave, do it now, heave.
Get to the chopper! Anyway.
How did I know that was coming?
Yeah, by the way, Nate, we have my friend, or by the way, Doug, we have my friend Nate on here. Say hi, Nate.
By a round of applause, how do you feel? He's not clapping.
There's actually, Doug, there's an applause feature built into the Hangouts now for the audience to. Yeah, I don't know how it's supposed to work. I still don't know how that share a link with the audience thing's supposed to work. So, I don't know.
I have a piece of news for you guys.
Okay.
You remember the drink back from the 90s called Surge?
Mm-hmm.
It's back.
I know a guy in college named Serge.
What, did someone just get mugged on the line?
He's fighting with the tiger that's controlling his boom mic. I won't be on this show!
We fixed it? Yeah. Okay.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's got to be internet slowdown.
No, just don't
Well, yeah,
touch.
It's
Don't
not
touch the
internet
buttons
slow
on the
day.
headphone thing
Oh,
there.
it isn't? Ah.
I love when you go to visit a website and it's like, is internet slow day? No, my internet just sucks.
But yes, say hi again, Nate.
Hello again. Hey, Doug.
What's up?
Oh, nothing much.
Alright. So,
Well,
what's our next news story? Ian.
oh yeah, well, you just said that we were going to talk about that. That slowdown day.
Internet slow down.
It says from Reddit to Pornhub, websites slow down for net neutrality on September 10th.
No, not my porn, no.
Well, that actually makes a pretty valid argument. You want to get the people in a raise,
Yeah.
cut off their access to MILFs. I know that would upset some people.
I know. And Nate doesn't want to miss out on his MILFs, do you, Nate?
You can take my MILFs when you pry them from my cold, dead hands. Or, when they get away from me, I think they don't want to touch my cold, dead hands.
Okay. Creepy.
Well, I mean, obviously, unless if you're living under some kind of giant, the world's giantest rock, the world's largest rock, I should say. If you haven't heard of net neutrality, it's an ongoing thing people are concerned about today.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, unless your internet has been slowing down and you've already been throttled by the internet companies as is, you probably already know about net neutrality and why it's an important thing. I think, was it BuzzFeed or SourceFed did a video on it where they're like, hey, the internet's cool because anybody can access everybody. But if there's a fast lane, then there's going to be gatekeepers, and suddenly you can't get to your porn sites unless they're paying extra, and and the mom and pop shops can't compete.
Are you the gatekeeper? I am the master.
I am the key master.
There is no
There
gatekeeper
is no
or
Dane.
Zool. Really interesting because I ended up the other day reading an article where the leader of the FCC all of a sudden just turned tail and was like, well, I don't work for the companies, and everyone's going to have to realize that this is for the good of everybody.
Let me just kick this can down the road. Let me just kick this can a little down the road.
Yeah.
Be looking at the can, kids. Don't look. So,
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
Nate, Nate said you didn't experience any slowdown, did you?
Yeah, but I wasn't on the porn sites or Reddit.
Right.
Man, you jumped straight to the porn sites, bro. Are you hiding something from us?
you
No.
very defensive about that. So are you saying there's something
And
wrong?
then
Anyway,
he went straight to the porn. It's like, I didn't have any porn in Reddit.
Yeah.
Wait a second. There's porn on Reddit. I mean, no, wait.
I think it was it Stephen Colbert or John Oliver who did the bit. He's like, it's not going to be Usain Bolt and Usain Bolt on steroids. It's going to be Usain Bolt and Usain bolted to an anchor as they weigh your crappy internet connection down. Because there's no fast lane. It's now we're going to charge tickets to the fast lane. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, Nate, you did say that though that you did have some slowdown on playing online or whatever.
Oh yeah. It sucks because when you're playing Diablo 3, the map doesn't load fast enough, so you get to the edge of the map and then you gotta wait for it to load, and then it lags you backwards. So
Yeah.
internet.
I've had that fun with when playing Minecraft in a server lag, so it's like, you place the block, and you didn't place the block, or you're mining the block and it goes away, but then it comes back, and then you mine the block again and it goes away and comes back. Like, I've mined this block 5 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, net neutrality
Okay.
is a very important thing, kids. Pay attention to it, contact your congressman, and
Unless you want slow internet.
Well, it's not even a matter of slow, it's just
like
a matter of
kiddos.
choice.
Think of it like this,
Yeah.
kiddos. Would you really want to pay more to watch PewDiePie videos? Would you really? Because, apparently PewDiePie has like 10 million, bajillion, kajillion, thousand, 100 million, kajillion, blur subscribers on YouTube, and that amount of people don't really exist.
It's just me. I just resubscribed a lot. Man. I love when people like refuse to believe that some people on the internet are that successful. They're like, oh, see, this is all a scam. See, they're all fake accounts. Like, there are people that believe that web cartoonists aren't really that popular. That they just have a whole bunch of fake Twitter accounts following them to prove that they're to make up this belief. And it's like, come on now, really? Is anybody that shallow that they would create a bunch of sock puppet accounts and populate them with comments and likes to their inane babble if they didn't actually like them?
Well, the thing about it is, there's actually services out there where you can pay someone X amount of dollars, get you X amount of followers, and it's all booty accounts. It's out there, straight up.
Well, yeah, but Twitter is working to try and cut that down, because every so often some people will go, "Hey, I suddenly lost like 300 followers." It's like, well, I know they were all like Bob's mom and stuff like that, and whatnot, but still.
Does Bob's mom go to Bob's Burgers? Just saying.
That show is interesting because they've got two very popular female characters voiced by dudes.
Then there's the Boondocks, where it's two male characters voiced by two females.
No, it's voiced by one female, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you might be right. I think it's Regina King for both of them.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You don't remember.
Alright.
You don't remember my name.
The only other thing I would say about net neutrality in general, the thing that I would be worried about is it's not just like the speeds, it's the actual content of websites. Said like a lot of people, including myself, would like to remain neutral, where the content, I wouldn't want that to be police, where it's like you can't, if you have certain views on a website, then that could get shut down or whatever. Then
Well, there's that, and then there's also like, oh, so you like going to video sites? So we're just going to charge you more for the video site package. It's like, why? It costs you absolutely nothing more now than it does. That's the only reason, because you think you can get more money out of us. So, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's crappy. I don't know. I read recently that I read it on, I believe it was on the Huffington Post. They said that a site's going to be running like an internet TV thing similar. They're planning to do something like 2015 that's similar to like Netflix and Amazon, but with TVs. I mean, with TV channels and stuff, so you wouldn't have to buy a package deal. And I see that and I go, yeah, but I still don't want to have to buy a channel. It's like, give me like the 4 shows I watch. I don't have to get content. It's like, I don't know, man.
Ian?
yes.
Why do I see a picture of a Japanese import 3DS II on your screen?
Well, that's the next news article we're going to talk about. Nate brought this up to my attention.
Yeah,
Oh,
for those of you who
goodness.
just bought a Game Boy and XL, they're coming out with another one. This is the third one,
Well,
in...
drop me that link.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's new in Japan right now, so I don't keep up on the whole Nintendo 3DS world, I guess, with all the different 3DSs, but Nate could explain more about it.
It's supposed to have a hardware increase, so it can play games that the other ones can't.
Yep. It's also got a secondary thumbstick as well.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say this, Nate. I'm a Sony guy, so man.
Oh, he's a Sony guy.
Man, I'm
That's
dude.
right.
Mm-hmm.
You are lucky, Nate. You have failed me for the first time.
Oh.
Okay.
So you hate Nintendo then?
Actually, I think the 3DS LL would be a better option if it wasn't so late in the console cycle. Because there are some real good games out for the 3DS, but I work in retail and people are still trying to gather the 3DS versus the DS. So there is going to be a very large disconnect to people when that eventually comes to the States.
But in Japan, the handheld market is like really the only market, and Nintendo's crushing it over there. I mean, Nintendo
not really. I mean, you take a look at even the consoles. I mean, the Wii U isn't sparking fire ablaze, but it's doing better than the Xbox One, and the PS4 is just crushing everything.
Well, that's why I'm saying the handheld. I'm saying, like, the argument is, it's like with Apple. A lot of people want to say, oh, Apple doesn't have, like, Windows and everything. They're like, no, Apple has the iPod and the iPhone, and they're making their bank on that. And Nintendo, they're really pushing the handheld. I mean, the Wii U is a thing, but I don't own a Wii U. I still own a Wii, but I haven't played it in a long time, and I don't really have any plans to grab a Wii U. I don't really know anybody with plans to grab a Wii U. But then again, I know tons of people with 3DSs. So it's a different market they're going for. It's a different cut of the pie.
They're really trying to attack the owners.
I'm staying out of the 3DS argument, though. I have no opinions or thoughts on it whatsoever.
I haven't seen any appeal for it personally, so I mean, I don't have one. I think I've known a lot of people that do, but I don't see the point in playing with a stylus. Or I heard the 3D's a lot better than on pretty much any other gaming system that's tried it. So I don't know.
I'm a Vita owner, so.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, I've played it. It's nice.
I love my Vita. So totally dig it.
Well, what is... Explain to me, and people who are also ignorant about, what is a Vita and what does it do?
Well, the PlayStation
What's it
Vita,
good for?
It was originally known as the NGP, the Next Generation Portable, which is basically the successor to the PSP. Does not play PSP games, does not take the PSP memory card. They just factored all that out. They ended the PSP model this past year.
Mm-hmm.
The Vita is brand new. It takes Vita cartridges, which is kind of like a DS cartridge in that style. It's just a little bit different size, basically. But they fit so much crap on those little Vita cartridges. The games are beautiful. It's got a touchscreen on the front and a touchpad on the back. So if you're playing certain games that has like a touchpad and a touchscreen function, you can use both. It does have dual control sticks and also a left and right button.
And they're not crappy control sticks either, like the PSP had.
Oh man, they are so much better. Like, I own two PSPs, but I love the Vita control sticks. They are so fantastic. Pretty much the bad thing about the Vita is the cost of the memory cards, because you've got to have a memory card to save files. But overall, it is so much better than the PSP. The first generation Vitas had an LED screen. The second generation ones, newer ones, the slim lines, do not have that, so that it makes it a little bit cheaper. But it is just, like, I love the original one. I got mine release week, and I love it. And I probably, let's see, I have how many? 1, 2, 3. I have 5 Vita games physical. Off of PlayStation Plus, I probably picked up 20 Vita games.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the connectivity with the PS3 and I think PS4.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. What's the whole thing with that?
Apparently you can like play a game on the PlayStation 4 and then like continue on
the cross-play?
Yeah.
There's cross-play where, like, if you buy a game, even some of the physical games, like stuff like, I think it's like Ratchet and Clank, and a couple of games on PlayStation All-Stars. But there are some games that if you buy it on one console, you get the other console free. Generally, PS3 and PS Vita titles are the ones that are connected. So, like I say, if you buy PlayStation All-Stars for the PS3, it comes with a download code for your Vita. And if you buy it off the PlayStation Store, you just get a straight-up download for both. Also, the Vita can be used for remote play on the PS3 and also the PS4. Let's see, what else? Ugh. And the actual the remote play it actually functions quite well. Like the PSP's remote play for the PS3 is absolutely terrible. I love the PSP, I really do. It's got some fantastic stuff on it, but man, the remote play is booty, just straight booty. The Vita just takes it up a notch. It's so good. So good. Oh my god.
So you're saying, as opposed to booty, your Vita is so bootylicious. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's really a superior handheld to the PSP. It's really more of a teenager's to a young adult's handheld. The PSP had those young adult titles, but it wasn't to the amount that the Vita does. I mean, I was in GameStop the other day. There's a game. There's so many good anime titles from Japan that are available for the Vita. There's one. What's it called? I can't remember the name of it, but it's a rated M title. There's a bunch of rated M titles for the Vita. And you basically kill vampires by taking a whip and whipping off their clothes.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one, where like you kill the vampires and then the vampire killer cheerleaders, or like they get their powers by soaking up blood from the vampires as they fight them. Yeah, I've heard about that game.
I mean, and like there's other like fantastic oh man, there's Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 Golden, which is a great companion
It's like
to the
Keep
PS3
something or
title.
other. It was based off some crappy anime.
Like I just
Gotta watch.
downloaded Blaze Blue, Chrono Phantasma, and there's so many. Like I wish I still had my second job sometimes, because there are so many good Vita titles that I could just go out and buy. I probably instead of having 5, I'd have and they're all like exclusive titles too. I mean, it's not just exclusive to Sony; it's exclusive to the Vita, as far as I've seen.
Yeah, well, she's like, I'm a Nintendo chick, sorry. Meow. Yeah, play my Mario. Smash Bros.
Now, that's not taking anything away from the 3DS. 'Cause as much as I don't like Nintendo, you guys know I don't like Nintendo. The 3DS does have some good titles, like Bravely Default. I wish was a Vita title. Bravely Default, Square Enix. Come on.
Is that a good game?
Dude, Bravely Default, from what I've heard, I don't have a 3DS, but everyone I've heard talk about it has been like, dude, this is like one of the best portable titles Square Enix has ever made.
You heard it, the cat agrees.
She wants to play the Link game. She's like, seriously, Link? It's a Link to the Past. Come on, it's the new hotness. And I'm like, all right, you say so. We'll take your word, Keaton. So anyway.
Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who are wondering why my Amazon page looks like this, it's all dark and stuff, I have a Firefox plugin where you can put themes on certain web pages and stuff, so it just looks like that for me. Amazon didn't totally change everything. So okay, let's move on to news article number what would that be in Spanish?
Which one are we on?
Seis?
5?
Yeah.
Cinco is 5.
Ese Sabato.
I'll put the link here for it. This one.
Alright.
Yeah, I might put it on there twice, so well. Okay, this one sort of got my attention. This one is about 4 Maywood firefighters sent home over refusal to remove American flag decals. And this was on their lockers, I believe. Here's a picture of it. And I guess the reasoning for this with the firefighter chief was that it would offend other, non-American firefighters or whatever. So, Nate said what he would do. He would put he would wallpaper the.
I would take the stickers
Chief's
off and put it
office.
on the Chief's door until like you couldn't open it.
Yeah.
He's
I
stapling
just
the
think it's
American
crazy,
flag
man.
to the back of his uniform.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Ben?
I don't know who it'd be upsetting. I don't know.
It's only the country that you live in, right? Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, man.
Well, you know,
Well, it's-
some people, stuff like that happens. It's people they're afraid that somebody's going to get offended and sue them, but I don't know.
Well, other countries, they can get their flag stickers and they can put them on their lockers and it can be like a thing, right? Nobody has to
It's
get
like
offended.
the World Cup. Remember the World
Right.
Cup? Everybody was happy about that. Woo! Anyway, go. Anyway,
Well, this.
They
Well, this is-
they get so excited when somebody scores a goal. I've never seen people so excited.
Oh yeah, no, us soccer fans, well, we take it dead serious. Like you even watch the British be like, he comes up on the line, he kicks it, goes to the back of the goal. La, 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 la.
okay.
Yeah. Well, this type of story, it's pretty similar to that thing. I'm sure Doug has heard about it because he knows about a lot about like school regulations and stuff. But Doug, you remember when they had that thing where the kids on the Cinco de Mayo, they couldn't wear American flag T-shirts because they were afraid it would offend the Mexican kids and could incite violence and stuff.
No.
You don't remember that?
Nope.
We talked about it before. I believe I mentioned it on one of the episodes that you were on. We talked about it when you said that there was a kid who got in trouble because he was recording like a bully threatening stuff or whatever, and then he told the principal, and the principal got him arrested or whatever.
And now we go to the audio tape. Here's Doug saying horrible things. No.
No.
But I'm pretty sure you
I have a limited memory. I might have said something about that. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, Doug's RAM isn't.
Okay.
You
I'm a
remember it was the
manager
story
now.
about the...
Yeah, I'm a manager now. It's just it's all business up here right now.
You're a manager now. That means you got people to remember that petty stuff for you about what you said and if you meant it.
Exactly.
So drop me that link, Ian, and I'll put that in the show notes.
I thought I did.
No, you dropped the Japanese link twice. 3 times, actually.
I did.
Yes, I'm sure. I know you want me to get the Japanese 3DS for you, but no. No more arigato, Mr. Roboto. No more, no more. Domo, domo.
There it is. Yeah. But yeah, you can put that up there. I mean, I know it's not like they're putting you in jail or whatever for having an American flag, which that would be unconstitutional, but I mean, even if it's not, I'm not gonna. I'd be the same way. I would, if I was suspended for a day or a week or whatever, then I'd just have to do it, man. I would stand up for it, you know.
I'd be parading with like a giant American flag, and it'd be like na 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 na.
But would you do that, Ben, or you seem like you'd be the type of guy that wouldn't care about it, would you?
Well, I don't want to be sent home over whatever I put on my locker. I mean, unless I'm putting some sort of swastika on there, which I wouldn't. But the point is, it's like, unless they have some legit reason to say, "Hey, we're gonna need you to get rid of that," I'm gonna say, "No, it's stupid." I mean, were there a bunch of guys from another country, raising a fuss about it? Is that why, or is this just some paranoid boss going, "Well, I'm going to have to ask you to remove those"? I mean, I've known people who are very paranoid about things and don't want stuff. They're like, "Oh, you can't show this or can't do that," and it's for the dumbest reasons, or they're afraid of a lawsuit. I mean, when you're a business owner and you're afraid of somebody starting a lawsuit, you probably start a lawsuit by being stupid about it. We're going to need you to not, do your religion thing here. Well, I'm suing you now. Oh, great. Oops.
Right. Well, it says here that the Maywood fire chief told CBS 2 the order rose out of a need to banish inappropriate messages and gave an example of a photo that could be seen as racist.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Anyway.
Well,
so
people can decide for themselves. We got the article here at CBS. There was other links that I could probably find with this, but it did seem like it was a valid thing that took place. So,
all right.
But so that would be it for the news articles then. I mean,
so I guess it's on. Is it on to our top story of the episode? Microsoft's recent purchasing of Mojang for $2.5 billion. What up? What up? Couldn't do a Dr. Evil noise there. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was.
Why make billions when we can make millions?
What are your thoughts on the situation there, Doug?
I have no investment into Minecraft, so I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not down with that clown. Know what I'm saying?
Why not, yo?
What do you think, Nate?
Well, it's like Clash of Clans got bought for like $1 billion, and I think it's ridiculous. These companies, they come in, they buy it for $1 billion, and then they like don't do anything with it because they needed something to spend their money on.
I'm kind of inclined to agree with Nate.
Well, I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, there's the fear that it'll be like when Facebook bought the Oculus Rift. Like, oh, are they going to put like a like button in it, and is it going to pester you about joining games from your friends and people poking you? And it's like, well, what if Microsoft buying it? I don't know what they're going to do to it. I mean, they've got Halo and all these other games.
I think I recall them doing something with. I think they did an update for like Doctor Who or something. That was it. That's
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Who cares? That's what I say.
Halo Craft.
Well, I've
Or
played
it's gonna be
Halo
called
Craft since.
Where you build your
It's
Master
called
Chief
Microcraft.
levels.
It's Microcraft now.
Oh boy. Well, look, they'll put a start button in it eventually. Don't worry, guys. But I've played Minecraft since like 2012, and it's been a very fun game. I mean, you play it for a long time, and you get tired of it for a while. Then you come back to it, and then there's all these mods where they change up the different kind of game it is. Because there's the vanilla game it is, and then you can get it and build factories, or you could build it and go to Mars and the Moon, and you could build space stations and all kinds of variations of the game. It's a nice platform to build stuff on. It's like walking inside of a giant Lego game. So I can understand why it's insanely popular.
Well, I forget. Were you a fan of Minecraft, Nate?
I bought it when it first came out, and then I took a break from it, and then I tried some of the mods. I think I built my house out of creeper spawners, and it blew up a bunch of times, and then I burnt my house down a couple of times, and then I stopped playing it again.
That sure is a nice house you have there. Be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Yeah.
Well, my house kept getting struck by lightning. Do you know how rare that's supposed to be?
Well,
Your house getting struck by lightning and then it catches on fire, and then the pool that you made because you thought it'd be cool to have a pool in your house drowned your house. It's not cool.
now I like in some mods where if a creeper gets hit by lightning, it becomes a mega creeper, and then the explosion's even crazier. So, yeah. I'm going back to my beautiful logo while we have this conversation. But yeah, I think it was interesting reading Notch's response where when it broke that they were being acquired by Microsoft, he announced that he was leaving Mojang, and I think the other main guys around him were also leaving, and he's stepping down because he's always thought of himself as more just a techie kind of programmy kind of guy, but not really much of a game maker. And when the whole Minecraft thing exploded, he was just like, well, it's a big game, but man, I don't know. He's not crazy about the whole spotlight thing, and I think he's kind of one of those guys who it blew up on him, and he's trying to step back and doesn't really understand what was going on, and wanted to just get away from it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Doug?
Well, the thing about it is this. Mojang lost my... What's the word I'm looking for? Mojang lost my sympathy when they decided to start cutting people off from paid servers. I heard about that, and a couple people I knew who have paid servers who actually pay into a server and run their own were like, dude, what the hell? No, they dumped hundreds, in some people's cases thousands of dollars into maintaining and running a server, and Mojang's like, no, my servers, not your servers, my servers, nothing else. And they put the ban hammer down and just completely screwed up people's experience.
Well, are you talking about when they changed the ULA to enunciate the fact that you couldn't be charging for things that were already in the game, because from what I had heard, their argument was that parents were complaining about their kids were being billed from all these servers that were charging for diamonds and all this stuff, and it's like, that has nothing to do with us. That has to do with the people in the servers overcharging for things that are in the game already.
Yeah, micropayments. We talked about that.
Yeah, but the simple fact of it is this. If you're a parent and your 5-year-old is playing Minecraft, keep them away from the credit card, you moron.
And yet but I mean, you say that, but then you look at the App Store and the history of kids spending thousands of dollars on their parents' entire yearly wage on apps.
Same rule applies.
Yeah, we have.
That's crazy.
There have been countries. There was some story in the news a while ago where some kid used his family's yearly sum of rupees or whatever it was, rubles or whatever in that. I don't remember what country it was. I can't cite the currency, but yeah, they had to that didn't happen. I mean, it didn't translate to a lot in American money, but still, it was that was a lot for that country.
If you're allowing your child to spend your life savings on 1 or 2 or 15 or 50 Minecraft servers, / buying enough crap on the App Store to fill up about 50 iPods, then I believe, number 1, you have a problem with an overspending child, and number 2, how about you actually pay attention to how much you're spending? Because I guarantee you, if my parents would have seen $10 extra on their credit card, it would have been like World War 17. It would have been like...
Yes, and due to that logic, that's why R ratings and stuff like that. That's why kids don't sneak into R-rated movies, because parents are on the watch and are totally watching their kids and making sure they just don't spend money and do whatever. No, of course parents don't give a crap and are watching their kids. And Mojang as a company, they were tired of people saying, "Hey, these servers are facing us out of all this money." It's like, that's the servers, not us. And they wanted to differentiate between the servers and Mojang.
What are you saying, Nate?
Well, they have with the micropayments, they have a thing where it'll send a text message to your phone, and you can approve it or say nope.
Well, that could be good. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Micropayments. Can I pay for this app using a giant gold bar? That's what I say.
Well, remember the App Store that had the $1 million app where all it did was cost $1 million and like 3 of them had gotten sold? So.
Right.
Oh, I saw a video of an app, and it was like a Mario ripoff, except there on the jump gaps, when you walked over it, you didn't fall and die, and like when you threw the fireballs, they cost like 99 cents a piece, and it was like a Pokemon version, and then to unlock one Pokemon character, it costs like $100 per character, and someone did a review on it, and they already made all their money back. So as long as there are people that are willing to spend that much money to figure out what the app is, they will always make their money.
That's quite unfortunate. Almost as unfortunate as Ian looking at an article that says all the reasons 21 Jump Street made Channing Tatum a comedy star.
I was just looking through the articles. That's.
Oh, sure. You want a Channing all over his Tatum.
Yeah, let's
He wants to be like that dude in This Is the End.
Oh yeah, we could talk
just
about.
right
I just
in
watched
there.
that movie. I just watched that movie Neighbors with.
Oh, he clicked on
Seth
the
Rogen and Zac Efron.
Yeah, Seth Rogen. Yeah. It was a cute movie, I guess. It was okay, I guess.
I don't know. I have little interest in it because basically when a bunch of characters in your movie are a frat, okay, I've already made up the movie in my head about what this is going to be. Oh, hey, Seth Rogen's in it. All right. I like him as an actor, but it's like, can you pigeonhole yourself a little harder with that? I don't know.
See, you saw This Is the End. I ended up buying Heavy Metal on DVD. Sorry about it on Blu-ray.
The original or Heavy Metal 2000?
The original. It's the only one I could find on Blu-ray. I think they'll eventually get Heavy Metal 2000, but you gotta get to it, you know?
Are we not men? We are Devo.
Do. Have you ever seen that,
Working
Ian?
in a coal mine, dude.
What was it?
Heavy Metal?
No, I never saw it.
It was the inspiration
missing
for the
out.
South Park episode, Major Boobage.
Yep.
It's an experience. I recommend people see it at least once. You know, if it's your thing, you might really like it. If not, well, you know, it's understandable.
There's good music.
I mean, they ran out of money when they made that movie.
Here you go, Ian.
They were like at the end of the movie, they were supposed to like rotoscope the footage of the building exploding,
Yeah, they ran out of time.
and they ran out of time and money. It's just like whatever. It's just a building exploding. No, whatever.
I actually think it looks kind of cool myself. But
Well,
the
it's
one
just a
thing you
stylistic
gotta
choice.
the one thing you gotta remember for that movie, Ian, is if you watch the movie, you have to buy the soundtrack because the soundtrack is absolute beast.
I have to buy it. There's no other way to get it.
Yeah, you have to buy it. No, like it's required.
There's
require
weird
it.
places. Like it's an interesting movie of like John Candy starts as a nerd and then transforms into a big muscly man.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's an entertaining film, to say the least. I mean, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I recommend it. Everybody should see it at least once to see if you like it.
Yeah, you linked me to the wiki on it, Doug. How about a torrent or something? I mean, Amazon page.
Sure.
Oops.
Anyway,
Let's see. I actually got my copy of Heavy Metal at Best Buy for $10 on Blu-ray.
Well,
Nate doesn't know. You love getting physical things like CDs and DVDs.
Oh yeah, I just bought
And
6 more today. 6
Beta
more
tapes,
CDs.
probably.
Vinyl.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and go over what I
Vinyl.
bought today.
The latest Humble Bundle, they have a $65 package that comes with T-shirts, a 3.5-inch floppy, and a vinyl disc. And it actually said on the page, if you don't know what those are, go either ask your parents or go to the Googles. So, I love Humble Bundle.
What I picked up today for $9 is I picked up the Punisher, the album, which is the soundtrack to the movie.
Which one? Which Punisher?
That would be the John Travolta Punisher.
The
The one that was recently made.
Oh, okay,
Thomas Jane
okay.
as a Punisher. Picked up the original Crow soundtrack. And Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack.
Bum 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-uh-uh-uh. I was slowly going into a different song. I was going. Are you ready for this?
Did you guys
You ready for this?
ever watch that Ghost Protocol movie?
No, I haven't kept up with the Mission Impossible movies.
It just kind of didn't strike my radar. Wasn't really a big Mission Impossible fan, but that soundtrack was pretty good.
Were you big into the Crow, Doug? Those Crow movies? You seem like you
Yes.
would be.
I'm gonna be picking up at some point the triple feature box set. It's got the Crow City of Angels, and the Crow Salvation. And then after I get that, I'm gonna have to get the Crow Wicked Prayer on DVD as well. I have to get them all separate. And then I also have the script to the Crow 2049, the script that Rob Zombie actually wrote. I have that one.
They should call the movies instead of Crow. They should call it Croak.
I'm gonna have to take away 5 points from. Let's see, Slytherin's gonna have to be docked 5 points for that bad joke. Sorry.
Oh, you think Ian's in Slytherin? Come on now.
Yeah.
He's in Hufflepuff.
Brandon Lee. Croak. That does suck though, man. Go to work and then you get killed.
Yeah, well, welcome to the life of a firefighter, a policeman, or a soldier. It's like that's your day. That's your day job. You might not come back, and those are the chances.
Yeah.
But then, being an actor, it's like I was negotiating my payment for like $6 million, and then I was hit by shrapnel from a prop. Crap.
Yep.
I don't know how much he made for The Crow. I think wasn't it supposed to be one of his first films? So,
That was his first real
Yeah.
big headlining film. Because he had done, I think it was like Big Trouble in Little China or something like that. And like he
he did
was
like stunt work, I think.
always doing like supporting roles. And then The Crow was his first big hit movie. I'm actually working on my started on my book now, so I'm trying to cash in as well.
Well then.
It's about dragons, love, loss, and death. Not necessarily in that order.
Oh.
Hey, Doug. Speaking of croaking, by the way, we never got to get your opinions on the old Robin Williams thing.
Robin Williams,
Yeah.
it sucks. It's one thing I can
Nate
say.
says it was an accident.
What?
Yeah, don't you think it was an accident?
I kind of think it was an accident.
He says instead of regular asphyxiation, he thinks it was sexual asphyxiation.
He
You're
was
fired.
underneath the kitchen. He was under the kitchen sink. I mean, come on. When you kill yourself, you're at. And it was with a belt. versus something else, and I don't know, just like you're in a dark place when you're killing yourself, and something's not right. I would rather that happen because Robin Williams was a good guy.
Yeah, he was. He had a lot to be happy about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the sad, tragic truth of it.
Well, that's why it was a surprise, you know.
Mm.
Well, you know what
hold up.
asphyxiation is, Ben?
Well,
That's when
didn't David Carradine die of autoerotic asphyxiation?
Yes.
So if
Hey,
you're
Nate.
Uh,
Nate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't quite hear what that. I wasn't able to make out what that was.
I'm guessing that was some sort of wicked burn. So anyway. So, who wants to do trivia?
Trivia. What was there? Well, I don't know. I mean, I just want to say I did feel bad for Robin Williams. He will be missed, you know. Regardless of how he died, it's sad, you know. I know I grew up watching his movies, you know, like Miss Doubtfire and Aladdin and stuff, you know. He made me laugh, you know. What about you, Doug?
Well, like I said, it just sucks. That's all I can really say. I mean, he was a fantastic comedian, and
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
just the way it is, man. Just like we lost a wrestler last week too. He pretty much did the same thing. So
Yeah. Actually, I did want to talk with you about that, Doug, because I was sort of getting into lately watching a little bit more of MMA. What do you think about MMA and UFC and stuff, Doug?
I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan pretty much. Well, I got limited exposure to it when I was younger, but I'm a big fan. Matter of fact, I have 3 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter on DVD. I've got Team Liddell versus Team Ortiz, Team Carlin versus Team. What is it? Team Carlin versus Team. Nelson. I've also got Team Tate versus Team Rozzy. And I also have. Man, I got a ton of actual UFC events. I don't have any of the old school, but I've got 9, 10, 47, 48, 51, 61, 100. Oh, man.
Sold to American.
Yeah, I got a ton. Bunch of ultimates, ultimate submissions, ultimate knockouts. Yeah. And I've also got EA Sports UFC.
Oh yeah. Do you think UFC though, what you see on TV with that? Do you think all that is definitely real, isn't it?
Well, there's actually proof out there. At least in one fight, it looks like it's like Ken Shamrock versus Dan Severn or something along those lines, and you can see him calling spots, and that's a weird thing. So there may have been events that were just as, fake as wrestling, or predetermined as wrestling at some point. These days, I don't think so. But I believe at one point, that may have been predetermined.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is because, I mean, sometimes for me it's kind of boring because it's like, most of the time, a lot of fights, it looks like they're just, hugging and doing submissions, and when they're trying to punch each other on the side, it doesn't even look like they're punching them that hard, when you're punching on the side of the head or
you gotta
just
think though. I mean, you gotta think about this. I mean, if you're up against a cage, you can't get a lot of power. If you're on the ground and you're trying to do a little bit of ground and pound, unless you're in like full mount, like you are sitting straight up, you have no real power. The only thing you're really doing is tagging side blows to try to run down their stamina. Try to kick down their conditioning a little bit. You take a look
Don't
at
they also get points for?
Huh?
Don't they also get points for every single time they hit them?
It's not really. It's a 10-9 pointed system, where for each round someone has to get 10 points and someone has to get 9 points. It's grounded on damage, octagon control, aggression, and fight quality. So, I mean, you may take someone down, like you got one takedown, but if you're getting hammered, like if you're getting tagged, like your legs are all beat up and whatnot, your takedown isn't worth as much as someone's 15 kicks to your legs that you've gone unchecked. It's a different type of a game to really score, unless it's a really, really close fight and it's really hard to score. But
Right. Well,
it's just and it scored a lot like boxing in that as well. I mean, there's not really points for each strike landed, because if that was it, man, there'd be a lot of fights that would have went the other way simply on points.
yeah. Well, for me, again, it seems sometimes it's. I mean, I like to watch it sometimes, but it seems like it's boring sometimes. Where it's like, yeah, it's like I said, it's just doing submissions for most of it, and a lot of times when they're doing kicks and stuff, it's not really like fancy like kung fu moves like you would want to see in a movie or whatever. It's like how come we don't get to see any of that type of stuff? If there's experienced martial artists and stuff,
Because there's too much risk involved. You have someone who he's been training for your style for 3 months, and training for your style for 3 months. If you try to pull off and try to get a karate kick, number one, they're going to catch that kick, they're going to leg sweep you, and most likely they're either going to just get in full mount and then ground and pound you into oblivion, or they might just lock you into submission and make you tap. I mean, there's unless you're pulling something out of the bag of tricks, like I think it's Dominic Cruz. He actually does a what is it? It's an off the cage roundhouse kick, and he did it in WEC, which used to be like the lightweights for the UFC when UFC didn't have lightweights. He came up on Ben Henderson came up, like did a step off the cage and just kicked Bendo straight in the jaw, and that was the end of that fight. Basically, he was not the same after that. But you're not going to see a lot of that stuff very often. No, you're going to see more straight up stand up or attempts for takedowns in a standard version. You're not going to see a lot of somebody doing like
we're the ninjas, man.
The ninjas get taken. I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is dangerous, and you try to pull some of that karate crap with them, unless you know where to pick your spot, and they're going to catch you, and they're going to, crack a bone. They're going to catch your karate kick in midair, and then they're just going to drop you. It's just, when you talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's one of the dominant versions of martial arts today. I mean, more people are doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu these days than probably within the last 10 years, and it's simply due to mixed martial arts, because it is so dominant. I mean, BJJ has produced some of the greatest fighters ever.
Well, what do you think if you had somebody like a Bruce Lee, if he was alive today? How well you think he would have done in his?
Bruce Lee was the father of modern mixed martial arts. He was the first guy, and people chastise him for this, because I'm a really big Bruce Lee fan. When Bruce Lee first thought about coming up with Jeet Kune Do, they was like, well, what's Jeet Kune Do? Well, this is what Bruce Lee did. He took what he considered the best of every martial art that he ever learned, from karate to kung fu to taekwondo, anything that he chose to study. He took the best from that, focused all that into Jeet Kune Do. And the great grandmasters all over the world were like, well, this is heresy to the ancient art of martial arts, and blah, blah, blah. Bruce Lee was the first one to really come up with a comprehensive, like, I don't want to call it a best of, because that's really not what it is, because Bruce Lee came up with so many different things just on his own. But Bruce Lee would have dominated. Like, he probably would have taken Anderson Silva first round.
Well, he did a lot of that, like at least in the movies, he did a lot of that stuff where he was kicking in, and he did like the 1-inch. He could do the 1-inch punch and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of that was focus. When you take a look at the things that Bruce Lee accomplished, it's mind-boggling. I mean, to even think that he was only in his mid-30s when he died, and he accomplished so much.
Right. Well, what do you
Yeah,
think
but
about
wrestling's fake, just like podcasting, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Here, let me hit
What
you
do
with
think
a
about-
a chair.
Doug,
Oh no,
what
let
do
me
you
get
think
my
about people that
chainsaw.
Do you like people like Brock Lesnar that are just freaks of nature, just like powerhouses, you know?
Dude, Brock Lesnar is a beast.
Yeah. What do you think about people like that? I mean, he really didn't have any MMA experience, mainly with wrestling, you know? And he came there and just dominated just by brute force, you know?
Well, a lot of heavyweights didn't know how to approach him, too. I mean, Brock Lesnar has the ability to excel at anything.
Yeah.
Anything. The first fight he had against Mir, he made a rookie mistake. He left his foot out there, and he walked right into a leg bar. Boom. It's like, okay, I got you. Went on a tear, and I mean just a tear. I mean, taking out, jeez, who all did he knock out? He took out.
knock you out.
He took out Heath Herring while he was champion, and that guy was a Pride veteran. After Lesnar took him out, he's never the same. He beat Randy Couture to capture the interim heavyweight championship. Just dominated him. Those hammer fists from Lesnar are so impactful, even in short range, and the speed that he was pulling off as well. People don't realize about Brock, and I saw Brock wrestle at I think it was a 2002 King of the Ring. Dude is 300 pounds. He flies around like he's about 215. He has this level of athleticism that is just unmatched. I mean, when you can do a kip up and you're 300 pounds, that's insane.
Yeah, that's... You're right.
But can he kick
What-
my ass?
Yes.
Well,
That's
what
a
do you
Chris
think is a
Rock bit.
mistake-
Oh, you think you're tough? Well, can you whoop my ass?
Well, what do you think his mistake was, though, when he fought that Kane? He got, like, a hole punched in his face.
he underestimated. Pretty much. Well, the thing about Cain Velasquez is this: at that time, he was an underrated stand-up guy. Brock didn't respect his stand-up game, and he got caught. That's the simple fact of the matter. Like, number one, Brock doesn't like to get punched in the face. He really doesn't. And he'll be the first one to admit it. His stand-up was okay, no, not the best, but he kept working on it. And the thing was, he didn't respect Kane's stand-up. You have to walk into that, even with Cain Velasquez, who's also an NCAA Division I heavyweight champion in wrestling. He thought he could just out-wrestle him. Well, Kane closed the gap and was able to go ahead and just, do punch after punch, kick after kick. And that's what caught him off guard. That's what cost him the title.
Couldn't Brock just, like, some of those people he fights, couldn't he? They said he could bench press, like, 500 pounds, and they're, like, half that way. Couldn't he just, like, throw them?
Well, the thing about it is this. I mean, if you can't close that last foot to get to do a shoot, and if you can't get that leverage under someone without them kicking you in the face, it's really hard to do a takedown. I mean, you take a look at, Brock versus Kane, and Kane was able to make it so Brock did not want to attempt to take him down. You stuff a couple takedown attempts, you work that sprawl, you're good.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you take that opponent out of his game, and you're like, well, now I'm going to force you to fight standing up where I know you don't want to be. That was Brock's real big issue, is that his stand-up was not at the level it needed to be.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like he lost a lot of muscle mass compared to when he was earlier days. He looked just like a monster, Now, I think that's probably because of his problem. I guess he had diverticulitis or whatever.
Yeah, at the time he fought Kane, he was I think he was in his first bout of diverticulitis, and before his last fight with Alistair Overeem, he wasn't even 100% for that fight. He had actually had a foot of colon taken out via surgery because of it. Yeah. But now, I mean, you take a look at Brock, and he's even more of a freak of nature than before. I mean, he just... Ugh.
I guess it looked like he was more ripped back in the day. Now it looks like he does have a little fat. You know, when you see like his hips or whatever. I don't know.
So you're saying you could take him? I hear you, Ian.
Oh hell no.
Let's hook this up, guys. Come on. Let's call him up right now and say, hey, Ian wants to fight you. Come on. What's it gonna take?
And Brock would laugh. No, like even now, Brock is more ripped than he was before. He just has much more muscle mass on him now.
You ever see that picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger being lifted up by, what was it, like Andre the Giant and, who's the other guy? I don't know. Two big guys. So Arnold looks like a little tiny man. They would just pick him up off the ground, his little feet kicking. He's like, yeah, he looks like a tiny child compared to them, but there's nothing for scale in this photo.
Well, think of it like this. Andre the Giant could down like 36 12-ounce beers, and still not be drunk.
Yeah. Well, is Brock, he said, didn't he say he was done with the UFC a while ago? What's he doing right now to this day?
Brock Lesnar is a WWE World Heavyweight Champion at this moment.
Oh, really? So he went back to the wrestling, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. He is the current reigning and defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Matter of fact, he has a match this Sunday against John Cena at Night of Champions.
Well, what about you, Nate? Do you have any wrestling people? I mean, I guess I would say I really like Brock Lesnar. He's just like, he's crazy, you know. He's like, my favorite comic book character is the Hulk. I guess Brock Lesnar would sort of be like the Hulk, you know. What about you, though, Nate?
As opposed to the Hulk would be the Hulk?
Yeah. What were you going to say, Doug, first?
I was going to say, like, Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker streak, too.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is the one behind the one in 21-1.
The wrestler who wins me money for my bookie, that's my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't have any that you just...
No, I don't. I have no favorites.
You don't like
If you're betting on John Cena, change your bet now.
You don't have anybody you just like your style or whatever, because that's the big thing with wrestling, is the style, you know, and the name and stuff, you know, the whole package.
What are you saying, brother? You're not going to vote on the Hulkinator? The Hulkster can't count on your vote. I'll see how it is, Ian.
Okay, if the Hulk was wrestling, then I'd probably go for the Hulk.
Brother.
I'll see you with the ring. Anyway, so is it time for Totally Fantastic Trivia with Ian? Because see, I have to defend my championship title of being the trivia winner on this here show, Ian, and
Yeah. Well, do you? So you want to move on? You want to move on to the trivia already?
well, yes, because I know diddly about wrestling.
Well, did you have any other stuff you want to talk about? What have you been up to, Dan and Doug? What have you guys been doing this week?
Well, I ended up going to the Renaissance Festival over the weekend.
Really?
Ah, did you eat a nice turkey leg?
Actually, no. I had one of the insanely huge bread bowls.
Ah. Bread
Beyond
rolls.
that, I've actually been listening.
That's a lot of chewing.
Yeah. Beyond that, I've actually been listening to a bunch of Slipknot. Because the new album's
Okay.
coming out next month. So that's what I've been doing.
Ah. Well, I recently purchased the latest Humble Bundle. In fact, tomorrow I believe they're supposed to announce the games that get added to the bundle, and I paid more than the average because I paid the $10 to be able to get Prison Architect included in the bundle. So, yay.
Interesting.
It's a pretty good Humble Bundle this time around. You know, they've got that one flying game, the Luftwaffers, I don't know the thing. They had that steam digging game. They had a lot of interesting games. I've seen them mentioned on a number of indie game review shows I've watched, and those all look like pretty good games. And it had Papers, Please, and I got to pick that up. I've told you guys about Papers, Please, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's the game where you play as a border agent in sort of a Soviet Union kind of country that's letting people in, and you got to filter out terrorists and people that are trying to sneak in, and you got to keep the lights on at your home that you share with your family and your in-laws, and and it's very depressing and kind of, I don't know. It's a paperwork simulator where you're sitting there checking people's ID against, do they look like their photo? Does it say they were born in this country or this one? It's an interesting game.
Have you gotten the TPS reports yet?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I'll make sure you get a copy of that memo. Yeah.
Can I have my stapler back?
Stapler. I also recently watched the movie I Know That Voice by I believe it's John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender from Futurama and a number of programs. He put together a documentary about voice actors where he interviewed a bunch of his friends. So he talks to
Oh, I know that movie. I know that voice.
Yeah. And I watched that. It's on Netflix, so I was like, well, I'm going to sit and watch this now. So, watched it. Good times. And after a while, they had that guy who was talking about how to do different throat sounds. He was like, you can open up your throat and then make all these weird animal noises. And he's and he held up a pitcher of water, and he was just growling into it like a bear. And the whole time, I realized at that point, I was like, wait, where's Frank Welker in this? That's his bread and butter, is turning his throat inside out to do all these kinds of weird noises.
Oh, it's a little about those.
Oh man.
Those Blue Rod, Mom. We'll talk about Blue Rod.
But yeah, I've also been working on projects. I've been trying to get the animation done for the intro and outro for that Minecraft Let's Play I'm going to be doing eventually. And go ahead.
That's right. You're doing that. You're going to be doing a Minecraft Let's Play series, huh?
Yes, it's called Crafting Minds, a Minecraft adventure. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, show us all that intro that you did.
No, that's what I've been working on. It's not done yet. So,
well, it wasn't done before. If you're working on it more, then it's probably even more done now.
Don't worry. Wednesday is gonna be another work in progress Wednesday. I've already had one episode of that come out, or one blog posty of it where I've just been posting examples of stuff I've been working on. So I was showing that webcomic that I've been kind of tinkering with, and I've been showing other some rigs. I think the next one I'm going to do some video tours of the rigs I've been doing for those that short film I want to work on where I've got 2 character rigs. I showed you, Ian, that guy doing the walk cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video showing of the behind the scenes of that and all how that's rigged up, because that's a mess. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, have you been working on any projects, Doug?
Like I said,
Any
just been working
personal
on my
projects?
book mainly. and
Really?
most likely I'm gonna end up doing some more music-related stuff soon. Now that I have a little bit more time to work with. Fantastic, man.
Are you working on
I won't give me
that
time.
prison book, huh?
No prison books.
How to get out, Chapter 1. Get a spoon. Dig a hole. Keep digging the hole. 500 pages later, still digging that hole.
Next chapter,
So-
how do you properly make sure you use protection?
Anyway, but yeah, you're writing a book on dragons, Doug?
It's different, I'll say that.
So it's not going to be like Aragon or like that dragon movie with
No, it's not, no.
they got my heart. God damn it! They got half my heart.
But mine's actually going to be a little bit newer stuff.
Newer stuff. So like How to Train Your Dragon.
No.
How to Train Your Dragon. That's funny.
I'm actually building a mythology around the Four Winds.
All right then.
So yeah, it's going to be
Dragon Tail.
essentially what's going on with that, and it's going to be not the easiest thing to come by, as far as like mythologies and whatnot. It's just going to be a little bit different.
I like how you slipped into like pickup artist mode for a minute there. Yeah, I'm working on mythology of the Four Winds. Yeah, kind of important.
Well, yeah, you gotta have that type of a basis on it too. At least know what I think. You have to have that type of mythological basis to be able to wrap your characters around. It's going to be really basic, but it's not. It can't be. Well, I'll explain out the basics. The basic thing about it is this: mythology is there's four winds. You have the north, the south, the east, and the west.
Which one's
And-
Kanye?
And which one's my fart?
That was uncalled for, Ian. I was making a related joke.
Hey, no one man can take all that power. Clock's ticking to just count the hours.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doug. Go ahead.
So, in all basic human emotion, there's right and wrong, and there's love and hate. And it's pretty cut and dry. Now you have a north, a south, east, and a west, and then like the north wind is love, the south wind is hate, the east wind is the east wind is right, and the left wind is wrong. So, or the west wind is wrong. So it's more based upon that, and the mythology is based around there's a dragon for each of the four winds.
I don't know, man. I mean, how does that fall into, like... That just reminds me of the whole chaotic good versus, evil neutral or chaotic neutral, that whole situation. I don't know.
Well, it is
the-
rather simplistic in its in its construction, but it has a little bit of a basis in reality. I mean, you have people who will do the right thing for the wrong reasons, or like do the wrong thing for love, do the right thing for hate, and it all fits in that scheme.
Hey, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that.
And I will do. Sorry.
But I
Hey,
get
Doug,
that, Doug, but it's like, if when you're dedicating one side and saying, well, this one is obviously right and this one's obviously wrong, I don't know, that opens up the whole, like, Wizard of Oz, are you a good witch or a bad witch? It's like, is it that simple? There's no, like, kind of good, but, like, green still, because, people like to, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's the style of each dragon? Like, is the East Dragon, does it have, like, a whole bunch of fireworks on it and, like, those giant heads or whatever?
I'm
snake body.
not really basing it on something of that nature, of like the style, because in all honesty, I'm kind of basing it more on a Japanese explanation of dragons, just as far as the look goes. I'm not. It's like the dragons are the motivators. The dragons won't have as large of a presence in the story as most people think. Like,
so you're saying it's like Twilight with dragons? Okay, gosh. I love when some people, their only way to analyze anything is to say it's like this other thing, but with this other thing in it.
You retract that statement, you nerf herder.
Yeah, I think you're trying to crush his dreams. It's his dream.
You can't say that word. Only we can say that word.
What, dragons? Excuse me, where's your seating for dolphins?
So your favorite, Doug, your favorite style of dragon though is like the Chinese like snake dragon or whatever, or do you like the more of like the Dark Ages dragon?
I really don't have a favorite, and that's the thing that pushes me towards doing a dragon styles, because I really don't have a particular favorite. There's nothing really pushing me to do this style of dragon versus that style of dragon. It's more, to me, it's more culture based, and how you approach your culture and how you're raised.
Oh, so black dragons are like this and white dragons are like that? Okay. That got Ian laughing pretty good there.
What you mean, black dragon?
Yeah, who are they, dragon?
Well, that's an interesting topic I've heard people discuss before, is that, like, humanity kind of has shared myths in that, like, basically every culture has an idea of the dragon, which, even though they're separated by oceans and thousands of miles, it's like, there's variations on it, and they're all kind of similar, but still, their own unique tale of it. But then again, that also kind of disputes the whole thing where some people are like, oh, angels are real because everybody believes in angels. It's like, well, everybody believes in dragons, so somehow. I don't know.
Well, what about you, Nate? Do you have a favorite style of dragon, or do you like dragons?
What do you think of dragon style?
Oh,
Is better than hamster style?
Dragon style.
I like Dragon Ball Z. That was a good show.
Hey, I've got season 1 on Blu-ray.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good show.
Ian, when we were at Pittsburgh, we knew a guy who apparently who wrote a book about dragons, like the Dragon Thesaurus or something, or a dictionary or something.
You a guy, man? You must know a lot of people.
Well, I'm just saying, when we were at Pittsburgh, it was not uncommon to get off of an elevator and see people playing cards wearing angel wings.
Yeah, man, you were in Pittsburgh, man. You must know a lot of people in Pittsburgh.
What are you trying to say? You saying because I was in Pittsburgh, I know every Pittsburghian? It's not like that, man. We don't go to meetings anymore. So.
This entire episode has gone just straight to hell.
But now it's time for me to be the reigning champion of trivia, because I shall win, because I am the best. Which one of the guests wants to choose the topic for trivia?
Well,
What are our choices?
Hold on, folks. Let's start off the music first. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, trivia with Ian. Ha-cha-cha-cha. Cha, trivia with Ian.
okay, well, did you guys want to do because I need to start doing some work, collecting more trivia. What I have some limited trivia left, so I don't know. What do you think about doing a games one, maybe? Think we got some games? Questions, Ben? What do you think, Ben? Games?
if our guests are for it, I mean, it's the guests usually get the choice of what they want to do trivia on.
That'll work. Whatever we got.
Well, I don't think we have any. There's some animation left.
Well, I don't want to totally crush you, just like marginally crush you. I want to swoop around from the end and the outside.
Do you want to do games or comics? I don't think we have any movies left, no. I think we have one in technology. I don't think there's... Yeah. So what do you guys want to do, technology, games, or comics?
What ifs?
Doug, what do you want to do?
Doug?
This is the tough question, not the trivia. Which trivia do you want to play? Doom, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Let's rock with... Yeah, we'll go games, why not?
Okay. Do you know a lot about comic books or no?
Nope.
No.
Rock
Alright,
out with your games out, homies.
To be on screen share?
Yep. Alright. This video game sports franchise is plagued by a mythic curse. The players featured on its cover end up injured. Madden NFL, FIFA World Cup, NFL Blitz. Alright, who's going first?
Okay. Why don't you go first, Nate?
Great. B, because a lot of people get... Well, I suppose more people get hurt in football. Maybe? I'll go B.
Okay, what do you... You could go then, Doug.
A. Madden NFL. And that is the right answer.
Most
It's not a
likely.
prediction, that's a spoiler.
Okay. What do you say, Ben?
I think we did this one before, and I think it was C, NFL Blitz. But that's fine. There's only so many questions you can get asked.
Yeah, no.
So you go ahead and answer the question. You go. We'll keep going. Go ahead, Ian. What do you think it is?
I'll just leave him. I think, wasn't it something like Blitz?
Well, whichever one you want to pick, Ian.
Okay, well, what did you... Nate said C, Doug said A. What did you say, Ben?
I said Blitz.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Blitz, dude.
What did I tell you? That was a spoiler, not a prediction.
It was...
That's all right.
So,
I like to be the underdog when I swoop around and crack your neck in the trivia. Okay, that was a little too brutal of a situation description there. I'm sorry. Anyway, the names below features an Excite Bike 64. Which nickname is incorrect? Sarah Sugar Hill, Nigel Peacock York, Jumpin' Jim Rivers, Vicky the Vixen Steele.
okay,
Alright.
It'll be Doug's turn to go first then.
I've never played Excite Bike 64, so I'm gonna have to wing it. I'll go with Vicky the Vixen Steele.
Okay. What are you gonna go with, Ben?
I'm gonna go with Sarah Sugar Hill.
Okay. What about you?
Nigel Peacock York.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's the only one that's not alliterative. Because the others...
I'm gonna go with Nate on that one.
Well, yeah. I think, actually, should I change my answer? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the only one that's not
It might be a trick. It's a trap.
I'm gonna go with Nigel. Because now that I've looked at him, I'm like, yeah, that's the one that sticks out.
I guess so.
So I'm going
all
with B.
three of us are B's again. And then he was D.
Yep.
Doug was D. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
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 Alright.
Oh,
The powers
yeah.
have balanced out now. Now I just have to pick off you two.
Oh, great.
What is the name of one of the first VR games? Dactyls. Dactyl Attack. Dactyl Battle. Dactyl Fight.
Oh boy. And that's you going first, Ben.
I won first on the last one.
No, I thought Doug did. He said
No,
the
Nate
next
went
one.
first on the last one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have
I
too
went
many
first on-
people taking trivia.
No, Nick,
I went first on the first one.
then it was Doug.
I'll
Okay,
go
so I
first
guess
again
it
if
is
I
me
need
then.
to.
No, it'll be me. I'm gonna say Dactyl
Alright.
Attack. So B.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know. What do you want to go with, Doug?
How about... Once again, no idea.
Give you a hint. It has something to do with dactyls.
I would go Dactyl Attack. B.
Alright.
What about you, Nate?
B. Final answer.
B.
B.
Yeah. Yeah.
B, as in, boy, this music is annoying.
You know,
Okay.
I thought the entire point of going in orders was so that we wouldn't copy each other. But nope, everyone's afraid to be left behind. Which one are you going with, Ian?
I'll go with A.
Just to be different.
Yeah,
Alright.
I was. What are you going with then? Or where did you go with?
The suspense. Dun-dun-dun.
Okay, so well, Doug, you said B, right?
Yes, B as in, boy, that music was annoying.
Yeah. And then Nate said B. I'm going with A. What are you going with, Ben?
I went with B.
Okay, so all three of you guys went with B. I went with A.
Alright, let's see what the correct answer is.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you
Dactyl
guys were
Attack.
right.
Yes, we be people won.
Yeah.
Be people. Be people.
Oh. Okay, so.
Who is Sonic the Hedgehog father as shown in Archie comics? Amadeus, Manic, Chuck, Turbo, Jules.
And it's my turn to go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Do 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 do.
Sounds like the opening of a B-52 song.
I need a lifeline.
Hello, this is your friend you're calling? Take the money and run.
Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum.
I'm gonna go with Chuck.
Okay.
He seriously is gonna Chuck. I believe he did there, Jonathan.
Okay.
Okay,
Who
what
goes
you gonna go
next?
with, Doug? What? That order after that doesn't matter. I already went first, though.
I'm going with C as well.
Okay.
Let's see. Turbo. D.
Well, I'm going to go with Turbo because Chuck is his uncle, not his father.
Oh.
Ooh, burn.
Did it. Jules!
Jules! None of us got that one. Well, that's what we get.
That's
Wicked
what
not cool.
Yeah, let your heart win.
Alright. But my kitty cat is running away. Which one of the following will get you a warp whistle in Super Mario Bros. 3? Diving beneath the screen with the frog suit, collecting 256 coins in the first level, getting 99 lives, holding down on the right white block, having 3 P-Wings in your inventory.
Okay, and this is Nate's turn again. Go
Oh,
first.
man.
Yeah.
A. Maybe.
Going with A-ish.
A.
What?
Interesting. I will go with E.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with D. Holding down on the right white block.
Okay. Is that what Doug said too?
No, I said
No, he
E.
said E. He had
Oh.
having 3 P-Wings in your inventory. 3 Ps.
Yeah. Okay, so Doug was E, Nate was A, Ben was D. I'll go with Ben on this one.
Alright.
Drop the bass.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's riding my coattails. Alright. Which of these is not one of the scientists in the main Mega Man series of games? Dr. Light, Dr. Cossack, Dr. Kane, Dr. Wily.
Oh yeah, this is Doug's turn to go first.
Never played Mega Man, so...
That's one strike in my book. That's one strike against you in my book.
Yeah, it's
You
not my
already
fault.
said
I
you're-
played... I was a Sega kid growing up, so...
This
You
is where
already
Doug says, yeah, well,
Doug
my
already
book
said
has
you're a
dragons,
lawyer.
so...
I played Sega!
They had Mega Man for Sega. Wily Wars.
Okay, what are you going with, Doug?
We'll go with... A.
Okay, so you're going with A. I don't know what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with B. What about you, Ben?
Well, I know it's either Cossack or Kane. I'm gonna go with Cossack.
Yeah. You said. Cossack, you said. Okay. What about you,
B.
Nate? You going with that too, Nate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. What did Doug? You said A, Doug?
Yeah, just shot in the dark.
Shot in the dark.
I
and you're
know you're
too
wrong in
lame.
that because Dr. Light, he was the good professor.
He was the main
Dr. Light,
guy.
he was the evil
Like the
one.
main
Yeah,
doctor.
Yeah.
Once again, no idea, so... Drop the bass.
Oh, it was Kane. Ah.
No! We didn't lose the trivia, we just missed that question there, Ian. Who is Mega Man's brother? Hyperman, Power Man, Evil Man, Bob, Mega Man, Proto Man, Roll.
Yeah, that would be you, Ben.
I'll go with Proto Man.
Yeah, because that's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's definitely F.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Did you all pick that just because I went that way? Or
No,
because
I knew
you...
it.
No, I knew the answer.
No, Proto Man.
Okay.
He's the guy with the yellow scarf and he's all red and stuff.
And he's got the shield that like reflects everything.
Yeah.
Are you sure his name wasn't Mr. Fabulous?
Oh, boy. What about that band, the Proto Men? I hear they're pretty good.
He's scored Doug's at 3, Dan's at 4, I'm at 3, and Nate's at 3. So,
Just to recap on the score.
What was the first 64-bit system? Sony PlayStation, Sega Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Atari Jaguar, Sega Saturn.
And this is me going first. Oh, that'd be Nintendo 64. Anyone else have a disagreement with that?
No, of course it's the N64.
It's gotta be the N64. Otherwise, why would they put 64 in the title?
Yeah.
Well, I recall I recall the angry video game nerd talking about the Atari Jaguar's processing working some sort of weird numbers, but I'm gonna go with Nintendo 64, just because I don't want to lose to you guys.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the Atari Jaguar didn't have, like, it tried to tout 64 bits, but it was like two 32-bit processors or something funky like that. It wasn't true 64.
Well, didn't ask if it was a true 64.
Yeah.
Which means it's not really 64. It's 32-2.
Yeah, well, you're not blast processing, so an argument that hasn't been heard since the lunchroom in third grade. Alright. So we're all going Nintendo 64 then?
Oh, it
Cause,
was Jaguar. Holy crap.
oh, I was kind of right.
I maintain that is wrong.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, we also maintain that Charles Babbage is not the grandfather of the computer just because he thought it was a neat idea before computers.
Don't you hate on Nikola Tesla?
No, Charles Babbage. Do 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 do.
I gotta look that up on the
Oh wait, go back up, Ian. Although it was marketed as the first 64-bit gaming system, the Jaguar proved to be a commercial failure and prompted Atari to leave the home video game console market. Blah 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 blah. It's not true 64-bit though.
But it was marketed as, and that's really all you need.
Well,
Like
So-
look up Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64. Okay.
Come on, here. NINT. There you go. There you go.
We're all sitting at these expensive computers, but none of us can enter in Nintendo 64 into a search engine. We must have Ian do it for us.
Yeah, I was typing one hand.
What are you doing over there, Ian? Aim for a
Yeah,
64-bit central
Yeah, just
processing unit. It doesn't say it was the first one, though.
Let me see if I can find something on it.
Oh boy. I mean, I would get. Ben said, you said that that's what you believe, but you just went with that anyways, though. So your official answer was still the 64. So.
Well, whatever.
Debate this
I'm still
all.
ahead. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So the
never
next
mind.
question,
Yeah.
bring up the...
Okay.
Moon,
You should see the dancing doing to it. Alright. Which character was introduced in Super Street Fighter 2? M. Bison, Garuda, Charlie, Morgan, Sakura, Ryu, Jin, Chun-Li, Cammy.
And it's Nate's turn now. What do you say, Nate?
Man. Oh, it's Super Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
Charlie?
Okay. What about you, Ben? What are you gonna say?
I don't know the character's worth of crap, so I'm just gonna go with M. Bison. Of course!
I'll go with Cammy. I'm a combat guy, not a Super Street Fighter guy.
I'll say. Yeah, I'll say. I'm gonna go with F. Ryu.
Drop the bass.
What did you say, Nate? You said Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see who one is. Oh, it's Cammy.
Yes! Mackin!
Nice.
And so I must kill you now. Welcome to time, now you must die. What? Hey, what's Bruce Lee's favorite drink?
High C.
What? Okay.
Knock knock.
I'm sorry. Who's there?
Wait, knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Doctor.
No.
Doctor Who.
Ding 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 ding.
That sounds more like that frog from that 90s song. Ding 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 ding. Anyway. What do Craig Hubie, Michael Blanchett, Tom Hirschfeld, and Ken Uston have in common?
This is Doug's turn, and there's no multiple choice on this.
Of course. Jeez.
Go turn down the volume on my phone, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, guess what? Hey, guess what?
I will say they're all the original programmers of Pac-Man. I don't know. No idea. Hold on, let me Google them. Give me a sec.
No cheating.
You can't do that.
Nobody said there was no cheating. It has to be explicitly written in the rules.
There's no cheating in trivia, Doug. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Are you a Vogon?
Well, you know what?
Can you write it has to be written, placed in soft peat, lost for 3 months, found again, and then eaten by the ravenous beast of what is it? What? It's been a while since I read the book. Ravenous bug bladder beast of Troll. Okay.
They all have
My
vowels
show.
in their name.
I make the rules. Girly man, I make the rules.
Okay, what are you gonna say, Ben?
I'm gonna say that they're all high score winners in something.
Okay. I'm gonna say that they're all just like video game developers, I guess. Okay, well, we'll see what it is, and we can argue.
What did
about
Nate
it.
say it was?
Yeah, I guess.
They all have vowels in their name.
Yeah.
What? That is like the worst question ever.
They have all written books on how to beat video games, or at least improve your score. Okay, I'll believe that. I'll allow it. What is the number of space invaders on the screen for the mothership to appear?
So you, Ben?
I'm tempted to say 1, but I'm also tempted to say 3.
This is no multiple choice.
I'm gonna say 1. I'll say 1.
I'm gonna go something like 5.
I'll go with 10.
What are you gonna say, Nate?
1?
You can go with 1, 2.
Yeah, why not?
TOO 2, not the number 2. Okay.
Not like Dumb and Dumber 2.
Drop the bass.
Go right for this.
Hey.
Do. None of us got it. I like these. We're not gonna give you a real answer. Just pull it out of your butt. Questions. All right. What year was Pac-Man released? 1977, 1980, 1982, 1992, 1978.
Oh boy. And this is me going first now.
I'm gonna say
They say the year I was born, 82. What about you, Doug?
1980.
Okay. Ben?
I'm gonna go with 77.
Okay, Nate.
1977.
Okay.
The answer.
it is
1980.
80. Who said that?
That would be me.
It's
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to destroy Doug now. That's the only answer.
oh, it isn't
As
really
Deadpool says in his video game, bring the noise!
In the PlayStation fight game, agrees. I don't know. There are 5 characters from Final Fantasy. Is that 7? Which 5?
Yeah.
Cloud, Tifa, Aeris, Yuffie, Vincent. Cloud, Tifa, Aeris, Sephiroth, and Sid. Yeah, even my cat's bored with it. She's like, I'm just gonna sharpen my nails. This answer. Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth, Yuffie, and Vincent. Cloud, Tifa, Red, X, Triple I, because I'm not. Yeah.
That's
8. Yuffie, and Vincent.
That's 13.
Cloud, Tifa,
Right.
Aeris, Red,
Oh, it's 13.
whatever, and Sid. Whichever one is it, guys?
13.
It's
I'll
7.
go with C.
You know, see,
Yep, I'll go with C.
I'm going with Doug. What are you gonna say, Nate?
I'll go with A.
Okay. Ben?
I'll go with
You gonna have a
C.
B for Ben?
I'll go with C.
Okay.
Ben just doesn't want to come up on the losing end.
I just don't want to lose to you, Doug, that's all. I don't care which one of you mofos takes him down.
Yes.
Let's see.
C is correct.
So,
We were
So
correct,
I-
sir.
it was me, Doug, and Ben, so Nate missed out on this point then.
Sorry, Nate.
That's okay. I thought it was 7 because Eris was. They didn't have Eris in it.
I couldn't tell you one of the Final Fantasies apart from the other, guys. I mean, if it's the final one, why are there 7, 13 of them? I don't know. Alright. Which... You done scrolling there, Ian?
Yeah, we'll just see how much we have left.
Okay. Which of the following games has been released on more than one system? Kirby Superstar, Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64, Dance Dance Revolution 4th Mix, PlayStation and Dreamcast, Harvest Moon, Back to Nature, Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, Tactics Ogre, Super Famicom and Sony PlayStation.
Okay. So I think this is your turn, Ben.
I'm gonna say Harvest Moon.
What do you think, Nate?
The Kirby Superstar was on the Super Nintendo, but not the N64. And Harvest Moon, they had a Harvest Moon game, but it wasn't Back to Nature because that was a PlayStation exclusive. And I don't know if Tactics Ogre was on the Super Famicom, but I know it was on the PlayStation. So I'll go with D.
E?
D.
D. Okay.
then C. I'm gonna go with B. What about you, Doug?
But A, it was also on the DS, so...
I will go with B.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna jump on my bandwagon, huh?
B as
The
in
cat's
boy.
like, this
That's
is
fine.
all crap, man. Yeah, exactly,
Okay,
girl.
you
That's what I
sticking
said.
with it or what?
Yeah, D.
Okay.
I'm behind anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so me and Nate are B, then C.
Oh, no, I said D.
Yeah, I said me and Doug are B,
Okay.
then C, you're D.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, Nate was right. He was right. Nate creeping up. Okay, so Doug's still in the lead. Dan's behind him, and me and Nate are last.
Name the band who does not contribute a song to Gran Turismo. Ash, Future Sound of London, Cubinate, Garbage, Manic Street Preachers, The Chemical Brothers.
What in the blue hell?
This is my
Gentlemen.
turn going first. I'm gonna say. Oh man. I'm gonna say Garbage. I've never heard of them. I've heard of. pretty
You've
much
never heard of
all
Garbage?
What? You've never heard of Oh my goodness.
boy.
You're fired.
Oh, I'm fired for not knowing Garbage.
Dude, Garbage is fantastic.
Well, what style is it?
I'm also going to go with Garbage. So
Okay. Well, what genre of music are they? Is it more of an up-tempo
Rock and
type
roll.
of thing for racing?
rock and roll with a little bit of electronica mixed in.
Okay.
Not a lot.
What about you, Dan?
I'm gonna go with Cubinate, just because I've never heard of that band name.
Oh, you've never heard of Cubinate? I mean, I've heard of them.
No, but I do have CDs by Garbage.
I've
They're
got the
almost
first
as
two
old as I
CDs
am.
by Garbage.
Me too.
I got the self-titled and version 2.0.
They sound like
And then there's that. I mean, the chick from Garbage played a Terminator on that Sarah Chronicles. So.
What are you going with, Nate?
I'll go with C because it has my name in it.
Also has Cuban in there. It's a Cuban Nate. Hola. It's Nate, see?
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, Future
Oh, we all suck there.
Oh well, none of us play Gran Turismo.
Yep.
If I'm gonna play Gran Turismo, I want the entire setup. Like I want the bucket seat with everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. If you're killing a Goomba, what game are you playing? Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, Mega Man, Ninja Gaiden.
Well, I think we all should get this one.
Yeah, it's Super
Nate's
Mario
turn to
Brothers.
Go first.
Yeah,
You know what it is, Nate, right?
yeah, it's B.
Yeah. Okay.
It's done a soundtrack by Garbage. Yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
We all know it's Mario Brothers. Come on.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
What are names the two brothers in the Double Dragon games? Billy and Jimmy, Stryker and Blade, Eric and Tim, Bobby and Jerry.
Oh boy, this is Doug.
No idea, so I'm gonna go with A.
You can say Ben.
It's A, unless of course you're playing one of the NES games in which they mistake it and call him Bimmy and Jimmy.
Okay.
But yeah, Billy and Jimmy.
Okay, then I'll go with that then, since you
Yep.
guys are so adamant. What about you, Nate?
A.
You're gonna go with the crowd too?
I love that game with the nunchucks.
Yeah.
How can you not like a game that starts out with somebody punching your girlfriend in the gut? Just, taking her. Alright. Name the popular classic game designed by a woman.
Oh boy. This is you, Ben, I think.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Doug,
You're up,
he
Chuck.
said the Bill.
Most popular classic game designed by a woman. Go watch it be
woman.
something very obvious. You know, designed by
No
a
sexist
woman.
jokes now.
Designed by a woman.
Like-
I honestly don't know.
Don't make any sexist jokes now. Like a woman can make a video game.
But, yeah, because I have such a habit of being a sexist on this show, Ian. I mean, our listeners know I'm just such a horrible, horrible person. Most popular classic game designed by a woman. I don't know. I'm sure there's one that I just don't know, that I played all the time and don't know it's by a woman. That's the fun of games, right? You don't know who they're made by. I'm gonna say Miss Pac-Man. Why not?
Okay, that's fair.
Because
What
I
about you,
honestly
Doug?
couldn't.
Since Doug is thinking, what do you say, Nate?
I was thinking, Tetris?
Tetris?
No, that was designed by a dude.
I will say.
See, then it's not Tetris.
That's.
I have no clue.
I'm just gonna pluck that out of the air. I'll say Centipede.
You're gonna say what?
Alright.
What did he say?
He said Centipede.
He said Centipede.
Centipede. Okay.
You know, like the one that you make out of people with their butts to their faces. What are you going with, Ian?
I don't know, man. I'll go with Ben, Miss Pac-Man.
I love the fill in the blank questions where we all just go, we don't really know anything.
Holy crap!
Oh!
No way! No way!
Somebody cheated.
He did
Yeah,
say he was
no.
going to the Googles. He never said he came back from it.
No, I did not look that up. I swear. Holy crap!
It would have been a little too appropriate if it was Miss Pac-Man.
Because like I was gonna say like Space Invaders. I was like, we'll go with Centipede. I was like, damn.
What is
Oh.
named after the 6 stages from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time? Dogs owned by a fat lady in The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. Drinks at a milk bar. Temples in The Legend of Zelda, Oracle Seasons. Temples in The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Towns in Zelda 2, Link's Adventure. Ooh.
Okay, so, is this... Whose turn was it now?
You're supposed to be keeping
Oh, yeah,
track, Ian.
yeah, that would be mine then, because you did that first, Ben. That's right. So it'd be mine. I'm gonna go with... I'll just go with D. What are you gonna say, Nate?
E?
E?
I said E.
E? Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards E too.
I'm gonna go with B.
You gonna go with B? As in boy? Or Ben?
Yep.
He's going with B as in Ben is gonna lose.
Oh yeah.
Yes!
He went with Nate, cause
Now, how does that work? Because wasn't Zelda 2 the second Zelda? So how would... I don't know.
They had some ones on like some discs that like a lot of people are ashamed of.
Well, there's the Philips CDI ones. I know about those, but I don't know.
well, you went with Nate or Google or whatever, Doug. So you got that.
What company made Metroid Prime? Capcom, Rockstar Games, Rareware, Ubisoft, Squaresoft, Retro Studios, EA Games, Sega!
Yeah, that's you, Nate.
This is me, you say? Or Nate?
No, it's Nate. Yeah.
Okay.
Crap.
I should know this too.
Can we skip me? No, that's
No.
cheating. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's not Capcom. It's not Rockstar. It's not Rareware. Not Squaresoft. Not Sega. Not EA Games, because it's not online all the time. So that leaves Ubisoft and Retro Studios. I'll go Retro Studios.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the same thing.
I'll go with Ubisoft.
I'm gonna go with Ubi as well.
Probably should have gone with that one. Yeah, it's most likely Ubi, but I don't know. I thought Nintendo
We'll
made it,
find out.
honestly.
Yeah.
Bring the noise!
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Nate. Yeah. Retro Studios.
Well, I'd never heard of them, so I figured they got bought out.
Yeah. Ian Benner. So we cap on the score. Buzz 10. Ian Benner 7. Nate is 8. Nate at 8.
Nate 8. Nate 8.
In Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, what is the name of the creature that tries to kill the prince for meddling with time? Why do you ask? Why do I have to read all these? I can't pronounce anything.
It's either the Tasakar, the Haka, the Mankata, the Aussie, the Sakura. There we go. You see? Are you happy now?
No, I'm never happy.
That-
I want to kick your butt, but I'm not happy. Nyeh.
It's your turn, Doug.
I'll
say?
go with the Haka. B. Which is code for I have no idea.
I'm gonna go with B, the Dahaka, as well, because I'm not losing to Doug on this one.
Yeah,
I am that petty now.
I'm gonna go with D. What are you gonna say, Nate?
Hey, I own this game and I have no clue, because I played it for 5 minutes and it wasn't that good.
Okay.
Bring the noise.
Well, so you guys both said B, right?
Yes.
Adam and Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you guys would be right.
Holy crap. The odds are in my favor.
That's the last one. We did 20 questions. Doug has 11, Dan has 8, I had 7, Nate had 8. So, Doug.
Well, I think after that centipede answer, I think somebody was trying to get Doug to win. So
Doug's the winner. Do you have any words you'd like to say again, Doug? Now that you pwned everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here! You see, I am the one behind the one in 21 and 1, and I am also the one who happens to be the one to beat the one who runs the NoRights Podcast. So therefore, I say, tune in next week when you can see me come back and do exactly what I do best, and that is run roughshod in trivia, completely BS the answers, and still lay it by smack it down on your monkey asses.
So you're the
I
one.
tell you, I'm
you're
going to
not
see
the
you in the
one
ring
from-
again, Hulk Hogan.
Jet Li's the one. Oh, I actually like that movie.
I'll tell you what, brother.
With Jet Li. I need some sweet weed, man. That's what I need.
No, you need to lay off that sushi, brother. It's some bad stuff, bro.
Sweet weed, brother. Well, is there anyone you want to thank, Doug?
Google.
I would like to thank.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's right.
I would like to thank.
The guy
I'd like to thank
who
me.
wrote the song that made my baby fall in love with me. Who put the bop, shabop, dop, who put the bam, the lamp, the dam, ding dong.
No.
No? Alright, alright. Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me.
Shazam, bam, shagga get Shaggy the clown back like scoliosis, call me a psycho, schizo freak, and I'll call you by your name.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
Alright. This show is just degraded into whatever now, so I think it's about time for us to call it a night, wouldn't you fellas say?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you haven't heard?
So what? What
I think
is
me
the
and
bird
Doug
the
are
word?
gonna, or me and Nate are gonna play some pool here soon.
Yep.
Oh, you're not gonna play pool with Doug? You're not gonna invite him over?
Well, you could come over if he wants. We do 100 a ball.
Yeah, I think I'm cool, but thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank our guests tonight. I'd like to thank Nate for coming on, and I'd like to thank Doug for, he joined us a little late. He did swoop in and the conversation.
That's called a run-in.
He swooped in and pwned everybody, didn't he?
Oh no, people still saying pwned. Oh no.
Yeah.
Like I said, that in wrestling, that is known as a quote-unquote run-in.
Oh yeah. Does Brock Lesnar do that a lot?
Brock Lesnar does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
What about Brock Sampson?
5 points would be taken from Hufflepuff.
Oh, come on now. You gotta talk that way to Brock
And Doug's
Sampson.
just deducting and firing everybody.
You want my knife? Come and take it from me.
You're gonna down.
I don't even know anymore. Well, anyway, folks, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Peace.
To find out more, visit NoRightsProductions.com. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NoRights. And hey, why don't you check out my Tumblr at NoRights.tumblr.com.